let's get going. It's got to babysit the nephews today, so if I could just get this out and get into that, that would be great. So here we go. Start with the stretches, and arms feeling pretty good. Woke up with like a minor uh, ache in it. I would say akin to when you wake up and you just want to like stretch. You know, everything's kind of cramped up when you just stretch it out. Literally went away from just like moving it. And I was like, but it's one of those things you wake up and you notice it because you're so focused on it over the months after your surgery and during your recovery. Hello, kitty kitty. What? Oh, she wants some wet food. She managed to sneak the big guy's food. Nope. All right. Anyway, yeah, you're like, okay, anything that's wrong with this, I'm gonna notice. And you wake up and you're like, there's a little twinge. You know, hello, little girl. Are you gonna come up on stream? Yeah, yeah, come here. Nope. She was like, pick me up. No. Ah, yeah. But yeah, and then you just kind of like flex it a couple times, and the next thing you know, it's all better. Yeah, you're back again. Yeah, hi. You haven't been on stream in a while, huh? Yeah, looking at it. Now you're just gonna run away. Oh, really? You're gonna hang out for a second. Give everything a sniff. Look at all this fur flying off of her. It would make Andy's head explode from allergies. Um, no, you're gonna sit up there. All right, here. Let me make a room for you. There you go. So much work having a kitty. There she is, sneaking in the back now. Oh, interesting. I don't know that I've ever caught the door in frame. I usually have the water bottle in the way. Anyway, what a bunch of goofy shit. Yeah, arm's doing great, especially considering on Monday I did a bunch of woodworking and hacksawing and stuff with it. Um, it basically feels fine. The forearm's doing really good. A little sore still, um, which means I probably just pushed it too hard. But also means it probably has got what is it called? The muscular, uh, um, not damage, but you get these muscular adhesion in there, and it's actually pretty easy to treat over a course of a few days. You just kind of squish and rub the muscle, forcing collagen to rush to the area and like soften it up and break it back into its regular like positioning. When I went in, the therapist was like, "Oh yeah, your forearm's like a little swollen right there." So it was definitely overworked. I think is maybe overworked is really the term I've been looking for. It just jumped to mind there. Uh, what's up, kitty? You just love this here. Usually the other cat is in that spot. Yeah, what's up? What's up, girl? What's up, girl? You're a good girl. You and your big black foot. Whoa. Uh-oh. I leaned on my light button remote. Choose the profile, get help, exit Netflix. There we go. One last stretch. I haven't lost count despite all this excitement. Goodness, you're so cute. Um, yeah, get that muscular adhesion broken up, and the problem is the adhesion just it tries to reinforce the muscle where it's experienced like, oh, you've done something to it, you've done something bad, and you need some reinforcement here because you're stressing it, and so it kind of makes the muscle into a tighter mass that doesn't work quite as well mechanically for what you want it to do. And so if you break it up, it'll go back to normal. It'll go back to as normal as things get. Um, I noticed the other day when I was massaging it, always working on the scar tissue to try and get it nice and broken up, uh, that the tendon in the right arm is more pronounced than the left arm. I guess if you consider that it was a string running between two pulleys and you shorten the string slightly and reattached it, it would be that more taut or that more direct than it used to be. It's noticeable. I don't know. It's noticeable. It's not noticeable looking at it, so it's not like that extreme. But I'd had the physical therapist had been working on it a couple times, been like, oh, it's definitely more pronounced. And I'm like, is it? I can't tell. And then now I'm like, oh yeah, it really is. Now I'm like more confident, like handling it. I think tonight I'm gonna push my daily routines for my walking and exercise back so that I can take care of the nephews. I'll probably come back from my walk and then give the weightlifting a minor shot. Probably like maybe just one set of 10, just 10 curls with each arm, and call that a thing. Maybe even like 2 5s, like super break it up, because I want to see what it does. I hit. Did I hit the timer on there? That's crazy. 8, 9, 10. Hush. All right, let's do forearm supination, pronation. Now that the cat's gone, I can put everything back where it belongs. Get that arm back. Oh yeah, this feels much better. On the Tuesday and Wednesday workouts, my forearms were like screaming. I think as far as the therapists are concerned, 2 sets of 20 is, well, it's clearly more than 3 sets of 10. So I suppose it just makes sense. But it feels like less because you just run through it. And then you run through the other one, you're almost done. You're like halfway done. 9, 10. 1, 2. Almost more over here. Yeah, I've really been pushing the arm. I've been doing a lot of recording and streaming, doing the workouts, doing the woodworking, lots of projects around the house. Got to babysit the nephews tonight, and then we got another thing on Sunday morning, not all day, and then Sunday night we should have a new stream with more Wolfenstein, and that should be cool. The good thing about the Wolfenstein stream being pushed back is I have more of a time limit to get in there and like see if I can get some visual packs and like set up an auto. Supposedly there's a way to configure it to have a toggle crouch, like the button that you crouch with. When you press it, you stay crouched instead of having to hold it. I think Andy would appreciate that. It's one of those things, like, we kind of just fired the game up, played it, and it worked just fine. But it worked exactly as it worked, in 2001, I believe it was. Yeah, 2001 when it came out. I guess it's easy for me to remember. I played the multiplayer version of the game that was like free. I thought it was really cool. It was like a storm in the beaches at Normandy thing. You could play a lieutenant, throw out smoke, and they would bombard the area. You could play heavy gunner or soldier or medic and all these things. And, that was like innovative at the time. You hadn't really like seen it too much. But that's all I ever played. Now I see him playing the story mode, and I need to see more of it. My impulse is to say it's a little dry. There's not a ton of story. Not a big fan of the recording stopping because of a phone call. Really brutal. And it was a phone call I had to take. And I don't think that it mattered whether I took it or not. I think the recording was still going to just die. I'm going to have to see if there's something in the phone to edit it. Although that won't really make sense once you guys see it on YouTube. It'll just be like, burp, burp, and I'll be talking about editing it. Yeah, because I used the flip side of my iPad to recall, and the iPad took like a full screen pop up of like, you're having a phone call. I was like, really? And I'm pretty sure I have the do not disturb on. I could double check it after this, but I should double check it right now. Huh? I did not have it on, and I swiped it incorrectly and closed the whole goddamn app. Well, it didn't close it, but it pulled the notification center out, which apparently closes the recording app. You'd think it would have some amount of protection for that. Like, you sure you want to pop this out? You're going to wreck everything you're doing. This has got to be a concern, right? You got to be able to turn on the do not disturb or something. And there's an email now from the doctor popping over everything. I'm just going to leave it. So hopefully I can splice all three of these together into a coherent video. I mean, I could always send the files and splice them in my usual app for editing for the channel. But now I just want to race through this and get to that. So yeah, Wolfenstein on Sunday. Doctor's appointment the Monday after next. We'll see what he has to say there. Usually he doesn't really have anything to say anymore. He's just like, you look good. You haven't wrecked it. Get out of here. Should talk about that. I probably talked about it last time. He had students in there last time, and they were like, ooh, a distal tendon rupture. And I was like, I was a curiosity. It was all fine. I would have totally let students see it. The thing is, the students showed up without asking. I've asked around. A lot of people don't really know what the privacy concerns are there. Whatever. It's not that big a deal. I would have let it happen, so I guess I should just try and be happy with it that way. But I just like to be asked. I want to be heard. I want to be respected. We'll let you run me over if you ask first. But, alright guys, so let's just call it a day there and get to splicing. You'll already be spliced if you're seeing this. And might have some crazy stuff soon. We're playing the new Soulstorm, Oddworld Soulstorm. Pretty fun stuff. We should have just recorded an update. How many people are going to be recording and upping that? I don't know. It's a popular enough game, but not super popular. But be back with more advice tomorrow.